Hi, my name is Ola Brandholm. I work as a vetting manager for RightShip here in London for the Europe, Middle East and Africa region. So a little bit of myself. I actually had quite a long career at sea. I had 29 years at sea, so I started when I was 16 and worked myself up to from deck boy to cadet and to second officer, third chief officer, and finally I worked as a master for the last 10 years at my career at sea. What I'm going to talk about today is for me a very important subject. It's the master's overriding authority. That means that the master always is responsible for the safety of the vessel and the crew and the environment, and he always is the person who makes the decision how to handle the ship and what to do in certain situations. So my little story today is from, I think it was probably 2002 or 2003, I don't actually remember. I was on the tanker. We loaded oil, gasoline and diesel from UK to France in the middle of the winter. I think it was January, something like that. And the weather reports were really, really bad. It looked like it's going to be a hurricane coming from the North Atlantic. So during our loading in the UK, I was really scrutinizing all the weather reports and what was to be expected coming forward. And I found out that our trip down to France would actually be very dangerous because there was a hurricane force 12, and going straight away as the voyage order instructed us to do would have meant that the vessel would have been passing a place called Ushant. It's the northwest corner of France, very well known from very big waves and dangerous place when it's bad weather. So I made a decision to, in contrary to the voyage order, do not go directly to France. So I went straight over the English Channel and parked the vessel in the Bay of Seine outside a port called Le Havre, and waited there for 20 hours about, and until the weather's calmed down. And then we managed to get away again, and we came to that area, Ushant, that I talked about before, and there were still ships that have sailed directly. They were still sitting there, so that you haven't gained anything. So we saved a lot of fuel. We arrived more or less at the same time as it was expected, and I didn't jeopardize the ship, the cargo, anything. And so my point here is, as a master, you have to take all this in consideration and really, really focus on what is safe. And in this case, we actually saved a lot of fuel as well, and we arrived to the destination more or less at the same time as intended.